In August of 1985, 1,500 members of local P-9, United Food and Commercial Workers Union, struck the Hormel meatpacking plant in Austin, Minnesota. The strike began as an economic struggle by workers to defend their standard of living and fight against giving further concessions to a profit-rich company. It ended as a bitter struggle which galvanized worker support from around the country and internationally. In the course of their struggle, the P-9ers, as they were called, took on the local authorities, the courts, the press, all of whom acted on behalf of the company. At one point, the National Guard was called in against them, but the union mobilized its members, often nightly, in a display of democracy not seen in the labor movement for many years. Unionists and activists poured into Austin to participate in the pickets, demonstrations, and rallies. It became a fight of rank-and-file unionists across the U.S. The lives of many of the strikers became transformed as they entered into the field of political activity. These so-called typical workers became class struggle militants, willing to face the jails and bullets of the employers in their fight for social justice. They learned to look beyond their own narrow economic interests and instead viewed their struggle as part of an international movement of workers against all the employers. In the midst of the fray, I went to a rally in Austin, and we ended up painting a wonderful mural which came to symbolize the strike. The effort was led by myself and Denny Mealy, a P-9er and artist. We dedicated the mural to then imprisoned Nelson Mandela at a time when he was still being portrayed as a terrorist by the U.S. government. Eventually, the union was attacked by its own national officials. The strike was defeated and the mural was sandblasted off the wall. But many of the P-9 strikers, changed forever by their experience, went on to organize throughout the labor movement. We began the project of painting a mural by looking at slides, including from the Russian Revolution, and some of the images in this mural are based on that. The central image is workers who are nameless and faceless are walking into the factory in the city. The city is being strangled by a monster, which was based on the monster of imperialism. The eyes of the monster are the logo of the Hormel Meat Company. The workers come out the other side of the city, now involved in struggle. They have faces, they are animated, and they are carrying banners with demands for the end to apartheid and similar things that were going on at the time. A woman meatpacker with a two-handed meat cleaver is hacking off the head of the monster. A worker is holding a lamp, which was actually built into the wall, and at night the lamp would come on and would display the mural in the evening. One of the fingers of the worker is missing because so many of the workers were missing digits in this very dangerous job. A ribbon goes across the surface of the mural based on an old poem by an IWW poet. It says, "If blood be the price of your cursed wealth, good God, we have paid in full." That really effectively describes the nature of the work that went on in this meatpacking plant. Meatpacking is not fit work for human beings under the best of circumstances. It is a horrendous job, even when it's a union job and you're getting paid good wages. That the company was demanding lower and lower wages made it intolerable. Eventually, the company made a deal with the international officers, and the strike was sold down the drain by the top union officials. Because the mural had come to symbolize the strike, the bureaucrats wanted it sandblasted off the wall, and no one in the town would do the work, and they were forced to take off their three-piece suits and go out to the wall and sandblast it themselves. The way they did it was very revealing about how they feel towards the members. Instead of starting at one end of the wall and blasting it clean as they went along, instead, first they blasted the faces off of the workers. Then they blasted the slogans off of the banners before eventually destroying the rest of the mural. Some of the workers went to jail defending the mural, and although it was destroyed, it's well known, or was well known, throughout the labor movement. It was a wonderful moment where culture was used as an important weapon for the labor movement in an important strike.